I'm going to walk you through the quick fold and sew method for sewing your blocks with a 10-inch square and a 2.5-inch square. And you're going to end up with a piece that's just under 9 inches, depending on your seam allowance. And you are not doing any cutting to get this guy's pieced in here. It is all done by folding the fabric, so see no raw edges. And this is how you do it. So figure out where you want your little square. I've got a 10-inch square pre-cut and a 2.5-inch mini charm pre-cut. You can cut any size you want, really. And just place this anywhere you want, and it can literally be anywhere because you don't have to do any cutting before you get going. You can set it straight or you can set it crooked, but the more crooked you set it, the wonkier your side seams will be, and you'll end up losing some of the size of your big square because you'll have to trim them down to size. So I'm going to go not too wonky. So figure out about where you want it to be. And the first one is the trickiest. You want to fold over roughly on one of your edges. So let's go with this bottom edge. I'm going to fold over and I'm going to finger press it. And I'm going to press it with my handy dandy little iron. And then before I sew, I'm going to just open it up and check and make sure that the edge of the little block is snugged right into where the fold is. So I'm just going to redo that. There, snug that right in there, and then I'm going to sew this with a scant 1/4 inch seam. All right, I have stitched along here with my scant 1/4 inch seam. Now, magic, I'm going to open it up and press along there. And now I have got one edge enclosed. I'm going to do the same on the opposite edge, but this time you kind of know where you're going because the first one is already sewn down. So just if you kind of work your way up to it, finger press a little just so you can double check that you've got your seam in your crease in the right place. And once you're happy with where that is getting folded, go ahead and iron and sew that seam. Okay, second seam is sewn. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to open it up and press. And now I have a loose piece, so I want to rotate and do the same again in the other two directions. So again, crease up, make sure you're happy with where that's sitting. Gets easier and easier. Press that, and you'll notice that I have my seams from before sitting here, and just be careful that you don't flip them as you're sewing. Okay, I sewed my final 4th seam. Press that open, and then I just want to show you the end result. So you have a nice set square inside your big square. The seams, if you can see, line up pretty nicely, and we end up with, can you see the whole thing? I'll move it up. We end up with just under 9 inches on the board. So when you get all your blocks done, you can check and see if you want to trim them down, but this will give you a little bit more than an 8.5 inch finished block. Enjoy.